and comms on Thursday. So your universal set is the universal set of elements that I list for you, right? So whatever it may be. I'm not talking about this one in particular, but say the universal set is natural numbers. Natural numbers start at what? Whole numbers start at what?
0.
Integers start at what? Negative infinity to positive infinity. They're just ones without decimals, right? Prime numbers start at what? 2. 1 is not a prime number, correct? 2 is the only even. So say I set the natural numbers to 9. Okay? Universal set of natural numbers to 9. So that's our universal set. Now I can give you any set and ask you the complement of that set, right? So if I give you some sort of universal set, I can ask you that set and the complement. So if I say A is the numbers 2, 3, 5, what would the complement of A then be? Right. So it would be 1, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I count up the elements in A and not A, what should they add up to? If I count up the elements in A and not A, what should they add up to?
Universal set.
Universal set. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, there's 9 elements. In the universal set, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So complement events will actually total however many elements there are in the universal. So when this said determine the number in the universal, if the universal set given n of x is 27 and the complement is 54, well, if I go 27 plus 54, I get what?
81.
And 81 then would be the number of elements in the universal, because they were complements, right? They would add up to each other. Okay. What is the definition of this? What is this symbol? Remember, we're just reviewing Knipke. What is that symbol? It's a subset. And what is a subset? Right. So a set of numbers that's contained in the other set. All the numbers are in it. So if I say A is a subset of B, what would you tell me about B? Yeah.
B is either the same size or bigger.
B is either the same size or bigger. So if A has 3 elements that are 2, 3, 5, B has to have at least those. B could just have those. A and B could be the same set, right? And then they would be the same and still be a subset. So B has to have at least 2, 3, 5, and then it could also have 11. Could it have 11? Could it?
No, B is
Looking at my universal set, what's my universal set? 1 to 9. So could it have 11? No. It could have any of the other numbers that are in the universal set, right? So it could have 8. It could have 9. And then A would still be a subset of B. Do you agree? So subset is a smaller set of the other ones. What is the empty set? Nothing in common. When I take 2 sets and I ask for the one of them. When I take 2 sets and I ask for the one of them. Intersection or union? Intersection. Because union, you just count all of them, right, when it's an OR? But the intersection, so if I told you that A and C resulted in the empty set, what can you tell me about the elements in C? They're not an A. Anything, but they just can't be an A, right? Because this is asking me, what do A and C have in common? Well, I'm saying it's empty, so nothing. So C can be anything from 1 to 9, but not 2, 3, 5. So we could go like 1 and 9. Then A and C would result in the empty set, the intersection of the two. Correct? What if I asked you this, though? A union C. What would our answer be?
what's in A and what's in C.
What's in A and what's in C? Don't overthink it, right? Just write anything that's in any of them. What if it doubles up? Could I write it twice? No, you just write it once. There's no point in writing it twice. So I can literally go 2, 3, 5, 1, 9. Because I don't have to write them in order. I just write what's in either of them, right? I like writing them in order personally because it's just like a thing of like, I just like seeing them in order. But you don't have to, technically. Okay, what is this if A and C are, didn't mean to do that. If A and C result in the empty set, what can you say about set A and set C? The two sets are what? They're disjointed. They're disjoined, right? There's nothing in common. So if two sets, you find the intersection are empty, then the two sets are disjoined. Okay, so let's go here. Students were asked whether they liked the Twilight movie or Lord of the Rings movies, and results were shown in the diagram below. The students, so here we have set notation, describe the following. So the students that liked both Lord of the Rings and Twilight. So the catch here is, it says that you need to do set notation, right? A lot of you just gave me numbers. So you'd have to go like, let T represent Twilight. And let L represent Lord of the Rings. So I want set notation for both Twilight and Lord of the Rings. So I would go Twilight and Lord of the Rings. Do you agree? That would be the set notation for it, which a lot of people bypass. Why? How many are in Twilight and Lord of the Rings, or watch Twilight and Lord of the Rings? 2. So I could just write 2 if I asked for the number, right? If I said N of T and L, it would get 2. Because I just asked for T and L, what do I list? What are the names? What? Dexter, Jeremy. And I put them in the squiggly brackets because that means the set of elements, and these are the actual elements. Where 2 would be the answer to how many elements there are, right? Okay. B asks the students who only like Twilight. Only like Twilight. So that is just this, guys, which is a crescent moon, isn't it? Yeah. What do I do when I want only a crescent moon? You do, I just want the crescent moon, so I want to keep the T, correct? So I want T, but what? L not, but not L. So that crescent moon, you use the intersection, because remember, intersection gives you smaller areas. The union gives you way bigger areas. If you have a union with one of them being a knot, you're gonna have everything shaded but the crescent moon. If you want only the crescent moon, you have to use intersection. So I would list Tristan, Josh, Jessica. Who else is in there? Seamus and who?
Josh.
I have Josh. Oh wait, here nor there, it doesn't matter. Let's look here. Students who only liked Lord of the Rings. How can I represent that? If you're on your phone and you're not listening, and there's a test tomorrow that I don't have to write, but you do. So they liked L. Not T. We could do that, yep. And L. Could we go L and not T? Would that still work? Yeah. They don't have to, like, this order doesn't matter with the letters. It just matters that the T has to be negated and the L's good. So I want T only, L only, which is Edward, Janet, and Tracy. E and Tracy. Have one in this one. Okay. Students who like neither of the movies. So what we're actually trying to get are these people. We're trying to get Paige, Cody, and Susan. So what do I not want?
Or not T or not L.
We're getting closer. Not T and not L would work. But really what I don't want is I don't want the snowman. We agree? I want everything but the snowman. How can I represent the snowman? Yeah. Yeah. So we can go T or L. We don't want the snowman. Some people did say not T and not L. That's actually true, right? Because I can also put the negation into both of them and switch the or to an and. So both of these are correct, whichever way you say. But if I just don't want the snowman, I can just say, okay, well, the snowman is or, and I just don't want it. So I put the complement. And then that would be Paige, Cody, and Susan. What's up? I don't believe you. Oh, that is for actually 30-2. And when we get into regressions, the only ones we're going to pick are 4, 5, 6, 9, 0, and C. So my 30-2s in quite a few previous years made me an art project to hang on the wall for art, which was actually really them cheating. Brilliant, right? They did it at the very end. So now it's actually, they didn't cheat themselves because it was at the very end. They just made it actually better for you to cheat. See, isn't that kind? They thought ahead. They were done the course when they handed it to me, so it wasn't for their own cheating ways. It was to help you all. All right. Here. So this one we have the odds, the evens, and the primes. We're going to bypass this one for a second, and we're going to go over here. In a grade 10 class, 25 students chose art, 29 chose foods, 7 chose both foods and art. This is the nicest question I could give you. I literally give you the middle and the center. Yeah.
Watch.
Sure. So, as I said, we're going to skip it for now. Okay, so we have art, we have foods. Where must we start? In the middle. We have to start in the middle. Do we know the middle?
Yes.
Yes. If we don't know the middle, we have to find it. They're not going to say, remember to find the middle first. Okay, they're not going to do that. So you do have to find the middle first, unless there's onlys, then you don't have to. We'll practice some of those as well. So, how many kids are in both? 7. How many are in art only? 18. What did you do? Why did you subtract them? Because 7 do both, but they still do art. They're still in art. So if it said, paying attention please, there's too much talking. If it said that 25 students chose art only, would I subtract? No. If they said 25 students chose art but not foods, would I subtract? No. It's just if it says art that I do the whole art circle. Then foods, it says 29 chose foods. Does it say foods only? Does it say foods but not art? So I have to subtract. Because it's the whole food circle. There needs to be 29 in there. So how many are here? How many students are in the class? They would have to say that they had to choose foods or art. So how many are in the class? 47. Now, actually, the way that this is worded isn't even proper because it needs to have a little bit more information because they didn't specify. Normally what they'll say is in a grade 10 class, all the students have to choose either art or foods, and then you would know that there's none out here. That would have to have been specified in here. This one here says there are 14 members of a board game club. There's 14 total, so that's important. Of them, 7 play chess, 8 play checkers, 4 play neither. Okay? 7 play chess, 8 play checkers, 4 play neither. Did they give me the and? No. If they give me all the people who put in tickets for chess, and then all the people who put in tickets for checkers, and then all the people put in tickets if they play neither, that totals 19. We agree? So we total the neither and the 2 separate. Then we get all the tickets. Well, there are 19, but there are only 14 kids in class. So how many did both? 5, the extras, right? So if you don't have the ands, but you have the singles and the neither, you can go and find out all the tickets, subtract the members, and you're left with 5 in both. So when I go to do my Venn diagram, I don't short form, I put a box around it. I have chess, I have checkers, I have 5 in both. How many play chess only? 2. How many play checkers only? And then there are 14 in the club. How many are out here? Because that makes up 10, right? So here it says how many members play chess and checkers? 5 members play chess and checkers. We always want to write everything out. B says, how many members play chess but don't play checkers? 2. How else could they say this? Play chess only would be the same thing. So 2 members play chess but don't play checkers. All right. C says, how many members play checkers but don't play chess? How many is it? 3. Then we have this one, which is a 3 circle. We have a vocalist, songwriter. Hi, friend.
After your creative core class, I'll find out the students, and the students have own books, their like stuff is in there.
Oh, you're great. Thank you. And then instrument. On a 3-circle Venn diagram, where do we have to start? In the middle. So you start at all 3, then we start at the eyeballs, then the singles, then the snowmen, the 2 circles. Because we go from smallest object to largest object. So our all 3 is the smallest, eyeballs are the next, circles are the next size, and then 2 circles together is the biggest size. So that's what we have to do last, if that exists. So this one said 35 do all 3. So I have 35 in the middle. Then I have to, you can't just go willy-nilly and always subtract, and you can't just go willy-nilly and not subtract. Yeah? Yes. So you have to read and know what you do. So here it says 29 were vocalists and songwriters but not play an instrument. So that means 29 were vocalists and songwriters only, correct? So are we subtracting when we have the word only, or could make the word only? No. So we go to vocalist and instrument, and we put 29. Okay. Then we have 15 played an instrument and were songwriters. So we're going to put 15 here, but not a vocalist. And then we have 29, I did already, 22 were a vocalist and played an instrument, but not a songwriter. So we're going to have 22 here. Okay. So we covered all those. Then the rest are singles, which we have to do. We can do it in any order because they're singles. Can you let him in? I didn't realize it's locked. So 86 were songwriters. Just leave the door open, then it doesn't have to be dealt with. Why? Just, yeah. Okay. So 86 were songwriters. So we do 86 minus the songwriter circle. 22 minus 35 minus 15. I didn't put that in right. 86 minus 22 minus 35 minus 15, and we get what? How many are songwriters only?
7.
Songwriters were 7?
Vocalists and instruments.
I stand by the 7.
86 minus 22 minus 35 minus 15 is 14. Why is that wrong? Songwriter is 86. Something is wrong here. So 22 were a vocalist and played an instrument. These are not right. How did no one correct that? The numbers aren't right. Oh, boy. Okay, so here it says, shh. When you guys talk the whole time, it gets super distracting. And then I just want to tell you to not. That's distracting. 22 were vocalists and played an instrument. So 22 is here. 29 were vocalists and songwriters. So 29 is here. When you subtract that from 86, you get 7. Then 96 played an instrument. So we do 96 minus 22 minus 35 minus 15. And what do you get here? 26 here? And then vocalist is 115. So you do 115 minus 22 minus 29 minus 35. And you get 29. How many are on the outside? 30. How did you get the 30? You subtract it from 193. So of those who attended, how many did neither? And you could say 30. Explaining your answer would just be by, you show a Venn diagram and explain that you subtract everything inside the Venn diagram, people who place them. 7. Shh. So we have, during a Pepsi Coca-Cola taste test, the following information was gathered. We have Pepsi, Coca-Cola, both, and neither. How many Venn diagram circles is this? 2. So we always use a box on the outside. The constant talking is getting old. This one is Pepsi. This one is Coca-Cola. How many are in the middle? 11, and I have to start there, right? Coca-Cola has 55. Does it say Coca-Cola only? Does it say Coca-Cola but not Pepsi? So I have to do what? Subtract. So I'm going to go 55 minus 11, which is 44. Then 36 like Pepsi, so the whole Pepsi circle is 36. 36 minus 11 is 25. And then I'm going to put 4 in either. And then they can ask, how many people did they taste test? So they add them all up, and how many is it? Here we have at the YMCA 476 kids signed up for summer programs. That's total. 350 signed up for swimming. 211 signed up for sports programs. And 115 signed up for other programs besides these, or they could say neither of those programs, whatever. So it's a 2-circle Venn diagram because we're talking about swimming and sports. So we have swimming, sports. Does it say how many are in the middle? Do we know the and? If we don't know the and, do we at least know each of them separately and the neither? If we know each of them separately, the neither, and the total, we can find the and. So if I take 350 went swimming, and I add to it the 211 who went for sports programs, and I added the 115 who did neither of those, I get 676. I only have 476 kids. So what does that mean? 200 are in the middle. So 200 put in tickets for a swimming ticket and a sports ticket. They were doing both. Now it says 211 signed up for sports programs. So do I put a 211 in this spot? No. Because it doesn't say sports programs only, it says sports programs. So what do I put here? 11. Then it says that 350 signed up for swimming. So how many did swimming only? 150. And then how many are on the outside? 115. So here it says, how many signed up for both swimming and sports? 200, right? Swimming but not sports. That's a fancy way of saying what? Swimming only, which is 150. And then swimming but, or sports but not swimming is a fancy way of saying sports only, which is 11. Okay, then we're going to flip over. Okay. This one says a gaming company surveyed 51 customers as they left a local gaming store. From the survey, they found 12 purchased Call of Duty, 28 purchased World of Warcraft, 15 purchased Legend of Zelda, 5 purchased Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, but not Zelda, 3 purchased World of Warcraft and Zelda, but not Call of Duty, 2 purchased Call of Duty and Zelda, but not World of Warcraft. That just means Call of Duty and Zelda only, right? 12 purchased neither. Okay. So, I've not seen one of these given, but I want to show it just because I don't ever want someone to come to a diploma and be like, we didn't do anything like that, I can't do this. So I'm going to do the 3 circles. I have Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, oh my gosh, I'm struggling, and then Legend of Zelda. So on these ones, when you don't know the middle, you actually have to give it an X. When you don't know the middle of a 3 circle, you have to give it a variable like X. Then it says that 12 purchased neither. Cool, that one I can fill in easily, so I'm going to put 12. Then it said 2 purchased Call of Duty and Zelda, but not World of Warcraft. So 2 purchased Call of Duty and Zelda, but not World of Warcraft. So I go to Call of Duty and Zelda, and I put a 2 here. Why didn't I have to subtract? Yeah, and it says, but not World of Warcraft. So that's an only one. And when it's an only, we don't subtract. Then it says 3 purchased World of Warcraft and Zelda, but not Call of Duty. So we have a 3 here. Then it says 5 purchased Call of Duty and World of Warcraft, but not Zelda. So those are easy to fill in. The other 3 are not. So if I want World of Warcraft, which is spelled horrifically, it says there's 28 who purchased World of Warcraft. So what did we do? It didn't say World of Warcraft only. It said World of Warcraft. How do we find the only before? We subtracted the other 3 things off. We agree? So to find this, I would have to go 28 minus 5 minus x minus 3. And the ones I can put together are the numbers, and the variable has to stay the variable. So I would go 28 minus 8, which is 20 minus x. And now in here, I would have 20 minus x. Then I have Call of Duty. There's 12 of them. So I would have to go 12 minus 5. I did Call of Duty, right? I've lost my brain. 12 minus 5 minus 2 minus x. So we'd go 12 minus 7, which is 5, minus x. And that's what would go in for Call of Duty. And then Legend of Zelda is 15. So this whole circle would have 15. So I would go 15 minus 2 minus 3 minus x. And so I get 10 minus x. Now, how can we find out the x in the middle? Did that make sense how I filled those little sections in? I just took the 3 numbers off. And the numbers could go together, but the variable can't because they're not like terms. Now you'd have to add them all up as to find out what's actually in this section. So if I go 12 plus 10 minus x plus 2 plus x plus 3 plus 5 minus x plus 5 plus 20 minus x. What should that equal if I add them all up? 51, because that's the number of gaming customers, right? So this should equal 51. Now I put together my like terms, which are the numbers and the variables. So I go 12 plus 10 is 22, plus 2 is 24, plus 3 is 27, plus 5 is 32, plus another 5 is 37, plus 20 is 57. And then I put together my x's. So I get a negative x plus an x. What happens? They cancel. And then I get a negative x minus x. So I get a negative 2x equals 51. Then what am I going to do? What's the matter? No. What do I do next? How do I solve this? Yeah. Yeah.
Add 57 to the other side.
Opposite.
Or, oh
Yeah.
minus.
You got it. So we'd subtract 57. So we get negative 2x equals negative 6. So x actually equals 3. So we divide the negative 3. And x is the middle. So when it says determine the number of people that purchased World of Warcraft only, or sorry, all three, it would be 3. But now I can put the 3 in for all the x's, correct? So the answer to this one would be 3. The answer to this one would be 17. The answer to this one would be 7. The answer to this one would be 2. Determine the number of people that purchase World of Warcraft only. How many would it be? How many purchase World of Warcraft only? 17. Make sure you're writing sentences on the test. Now I'm going to get you to take out some paper. We're going to do 2 more. So I'm going to do a set one first. Okay, so I'm going to give you this one first, and we're going to go through it. So I'll give you a few minutes to work on it. We have the natural numbers less than 12, or the universal set. Here are the prime numbers. F are the factors of 12. M are the multiples of 5. And then I want so the natural numbers less than 12. Make sure, you guys, you have all of this, or you will be like deducted marks to death. Like you'll just little deductions everywhere if you don't do it. You have to have the squiggly brackets because that means the set of. Natural numbers start at what? What do you naturally speak? Start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay? The prime numbers, that's the universal set. So I can only have the prime numbers that fit in the universal set. So we start at what number? 2, then 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. We stop because we hit 12 and we can't, or 11 and we can't go any higher. Okay. Factors of 12. This one always gets people. I specifically did this one for a reason. Factors of 12 are 1 and 12. Can I put the 12? No, it's too big. 2 and 6, 3 and 4. Can't include the 12. If I got you. Ha ha ha. And then multiples of 5 are 5 and 10. So, is this intersection or union? Intersection. I'll give you a formula sheet tomorrow so you'll be able to look anyways, but it's right up here. Intersection and union, right? So that's an intersection. And it makes the word what? What word? And, right? If I go to try and write the word out, I can write the word and with it. So I want what's in P and F. So I would have an equal sign and a squiggly bracket because I'm stating the set of. If it had a little n in front of it or it said the number of elements in, that would be different. I see people either like literally inspecting their hands at like their waist or on a phone. I actually don't know which one bothers me more. Like if that's kind of a little strange. Or if you're on your phone, super bothersome. So actually it's the phone. It's totally the phone. I just figured out which one bothers me more. Right through like just discussing that. Thank you for all listening. I worked through my emotions and now I know it's the phone. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, P and F. What's in P and in F? Listen to your people. What's in P and F? No, he doesn't want to answer. 2 and 3. Yes, we got there. He knew the answer. All right.
I did, but
I know, but then
I think
there.
I'm stupid.
It's not true. Smart. That's what you are. Okay. F. Is this an and or an or? Or. Okay. So we want an F or M. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 5, 10. I can completely write them out of order, and it doesn't matter. It does in my heart, but other than that, it doesn't matter for your marks. So you can write them out of order. The board squished it, and it was nicely straight written inside. Okay, this one is what's in F and not M. So if you want to, you can write what's in not M, the complement of N. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11. So now I want, what do F and the complement of M have in common? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Actually, all of F they have in common, right? And then P or F, P union F. I could write P union F too, right? Like I don't have to give you the symbol, I can write the words. If you forget what symbol that is, remember you're going to have formula sheet tomorrow, you can look at it. So P or F, I would list all of P. So 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. And then F, 1, 4, 6. I wrote 1 twice. Oh, that's what you're the left. And then if it were me and I were actually doing this, I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11. Okay. Now, this one we have not P or not M, which is, you could actually find not P and you could find not M and then just list what's in both of them. What can you do when you have both things negated though? Yeah. P and M and then the complement of it. So what's in P and in M? What's the only thing in P and M? 5. 5 is the only thing that actually spits this, correct? So if I want what's not in P and M, it's everything else. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. Now I'm going to give you a 2 circle then, 2 different versions. So I have 20 people surveyed.
She's still not.
Okay, answering this one, and then this is the second version.